Y'all have to bear responsibility. Y'all like to put it on us. But in this situation that I'm talking about that a lot of niggas can relate to, y'all bear the fucking responsibility because you just said you wouldn't do it in your world. Hey, look.
Well, I don't think that
answers. Can we go?
Can I just say one thing? Because I just have to. Hold on,
I just wanted her to hold on. I just wanted her to be able to
I have to say because I cannot sit here. I've been biting my tongue. Y'all notice I haven't been talking this much, right? This time I've been making sure. Right. But I cannot. I don't know if I'm even using cap in the right way, but bro, Quest, you are responsible for your situation. I'm sorry. There is a level of accountability for the situation that you were in, especially knowing that this chick was not somebody that you were going to be in relationship with. You specifically said that you know that you were just going to go, blow her back out. And that's all it was. So regardless of what she said to you or not, that was on you, bro. That was your accountability. So you ended up
no question to respond to you.
You put yourself in that situation by not holding yourself accountable. And you give the excuse to say, I was not in the right mind, blah, blah, blah. Well, it seems as if both of y'all were in the same situation because she couldn't have been in the right mind either by staying in a relationship with you, not even being brought out to McDonald's, not, and the only thing that y'all are doing are
that was enough for her.
Sex, and then she has a child by you.
Okay.
It is all about
that was enough time for her to
wait. Let's slow down.
Yourself. Hold on. I did not interrupt you. It's all about holding yourself accountable. And you can't put yourself in that situation and then blame the woman for the outcome. While you had total control of the situation that you were in.
While I was muted, I accepted. You couldn't hear me because I said I was mute. I was muted, but I accepted probably like 15 times. I accept a portion of responsibility here. Do I take on all the responsibility? No, because we go back to what we initially said is you all have like 33 different ways in order to make sure that you don't get pregnant. So I have 3 of the 33. Somebody chat niggas do the math, okay? I do accept responsibility that I should not be shooting up a club of a woman that I did not intend to marry, which is literally why I said earlier, why I preach that shit now. Men don't do it. Don't make the mistake that I did, right? In that situation.
And I will say this, Ms. Taken, we're often told this, I can't get pregnant. And this is early on. The first time I was ever told that was as a teen. Now, what made her believe that? I have no idea. I'm sure it wasn't a medical diagnosis.
What about when men say that their soldiers don't march?
Well, so that's part of it. Well, I don't know because I've only been on
this. That's a conversation that's probably going to lead to a dead end.
One time Shante had said,
wait a second, Ms. Taken.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to finish this thought. The only thing that saved me from being in that position was, and this is not to trigger anybody, I just didn't trust women to that capacity, right? If you told me, you lying. That's just my automatic. That was how I felt. Didn't trust doctors. Still not sure if I trust doctors. And didn't trust ovulation cycles. I feel like you could scrape these soldiers off the carpet and they're going to find an egg. That's just how I feel. And so I think that what we need to really preach to our young girls is don't over communicate these types of things that are going on in your mind. If you think you can't get pregnant, keep that to yourself. Honestly.
So
because it can put all parties involved in a very vulnerable position if you're believed. Right. And even for the women who said they had a medical diagnosis, they said there was a small chance that they could ever get pregnant. That leaves a chance.
Hey, let me jump in here because I really don't want to get off track with the women answering the initial question. Ladies, I still need y'all to answer the question. If you were in my situation, if you were my baby mama in this particular situation, are you having a baby by me? A nigga that never took you out, And the only time that you had contact with this nigga is to come get piped down for a year.
I'm not entertaining nobody that's not dating me. So no.
No. Okay, so
what about marriage?
Across the board, we on those.
Why's it got to be just dating?
Kelly?
Why you can't elevate your requirement to marriage?
Hold on, Bruce.
Marriage, you're not getting the time of
dating
day.
shouldn't even be a
you can't even
requiring a ring on your finger.
Of taking me out to get to know me. Where are we getting to know each other? How can we get to the level of marriage if we're not even getting to know each other? We just fucking.
Thank you. So let's let Kelly
he can impregnate you.
Bruce. No, he can't, because he wouldn't have never got the time of day from me, sweetheart. That is what I'm saying. So the answer is always going to be no, because he wouldn't even get the time of the day.
Kelly, it's your turn.
If you were in an entanglement with me, that's the question.
If you
we would be married.
Okay, so you are saying that you would never even let a nigga pipe you down raw and let him shoot your shit up unless you were in a relationship like that. So now, is that correct? Correct. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, ladies, all y'all that are out here trying to defend, you have clearly made the fucking point that it's not just me that should be fucking held accountable. Y'all should be held accountable for this shit because you're saying in your real life that you wouldn't have done that shit. How the fuck do you defend that? If you're saying in your real life,
nobody's defending that. Nobody's defending it.
Let me finish, bro. Let me cook. In your real life, you not gonna do it. You can't defend it. There's no defense to this shit, bro, at all. We should not. Now, let's be very clear, right? Because we're talking about my baby mama, but I do have a child, and I love my child with all my fucking heart. But would this have happened? You all have clearly said no. There are people in the chat right now that's defending this bullshit, and they know that they wouldn't have done this bullshit. I just need everybody to keep it motherfucking funky and keep it honest and keep it straight down the motherfucking board. Y'all have to bear responsibility. Y'all like to put it on us. But in this situation that I'm talking about that a lot of niggas can relate to, y'all bear the fucking responsibility because you just said you wouldn't do it in your world.
Okay, drop the mic.
Literally. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, she is just as equally as responsible.
But the problem is, Tim, the problem he's not seeing is she wanted a child. He's the one who didn't want a child. If you don't want a child, you have to protect yourself.
Well, I'm not saying that you had said before, Shantae, about the responsibility should fall on the party who doesn't want the kid.
Yeah.
So if neither wants the kid, then both of them, she's going to be on some form of birth control and he's going to take precautionary measures to make sure he's wearing a condom every time. Now, if he does not use a condom and puts his life, and I'm literally saying his life, in the hands of somebody that he wouldn't make his wife, and he's only, having sex, then at that point, if you really look at it, I would say initially 50-50 because it takes, both of them to make a baby. But he already had a plan in his mind, meaning that his plan was, I know that she's not wife material. I know that I'm not going to marry her. So to be honest, in my opinion, if I know that's the way that I'm trying to move, I'm going to make sure I take every precautionary measure to make sure I'm not going to get her pregnant because she is not the type of woman that I want carrying my kid. If I couldn't wife her and I stayed with her for a year, I ain't even take her out for a Happy Meal. And I
so now that y'all looked at y'allself and y'all looked at other women,
and she tells you, "Oh, I can't have babies," or "Oh yeah, I'm on the pill." Do you the pill?
So y'all basically admitted like there's some females that's just trifling like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so now that all these years y'all had the final responsibility. Now that it's gone, Now you see why. Y'all had the time to fix it, to control it. Y'all women, not saying y'all on the panel, but women as a whole,
from the fact that a woman should be able to make her own decisions.
Woman wasn't able to make the right decision, so they had to step in and do it.
See, this is the thing though, where I think a lot of men get it wrong. And I understand the way society is. It gives y'all the double standard thing. We don't have to be responsible for shooting up the club, like that whole mindset. But when you're shooting up the club, understand that there are consequences behind that. Once you shoot up the club, like, you have the control beforehand, just like woman has control, like you said, access to sex. You have the control over whether or not you have protected sex. If she doesn't want to use protection, it's totally up to you to walk away from that. Or to say that I demand, like, no, we're not.
Let me tell you what's a cool fact that a lot of y'all probably don't even know. Men have control. Men have responsibility of our shit. We are not our rights are not the ones that are under attack. It's y'all rights, because y'all can't keep y'all shit together. They're not telling. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me get my point across before you say something. They're not saying, "Oh, we're gonna create this law, or we're gonna put this in force to snip every nigga because he keep having kids everywhere." They know that we ain't the problem. So that there's no laws and nothing like that that's gonna ever exist. They're attacking y'all shit. They micromanaging y'all shit because throughout all these years, y'all couldn't get y'all shit right. Now somebody got to come in and babysit the situation.
They don't like y'all.
So, but that's just one side of the story, because like Amber was saying earlier, there's so many different, because it's a lot more that I see into this whole thing too, because it's not just about taking our rights away, because it could be about procreating more majority babies in this world. So, I've talked to different people about stuff. So it's not just about taking our rights away, because I do believe there are different agendas to all of this.
You talking about a demographic. You talking about a demographic transition.
Right.
That means that the population is on the decline and they're trying to figure out a way to boost it. I heard that theory too. And it could be
and it's different. Like I said, I feel like there's different agendas behind it.
There's another one too. That the LGBT community lack of procreation is causing some of that. But I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to get canceled. But there's a theory on that too.
Cancel culture is not real. Just speak your truth.
Don't let them control you, brother. Yeah. Say what you feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't necessarily. I mean, it's out there though.
I mean, like I said, it's so many different. I feel like there's different agendas. I think that we as a culture sometimes get caught up on one thing. And that's why I'm kind of glad that Amber brought up that there's like a bigger picture to all of this. And you kind of really got to sit back and look at every single thing that's happening. And I think that we as a Black culture sometimes get caught up on one part of it. And that's exactly what Maya, the agenda is.
But Maya, you and all the ladies on this panel, what is the number one requirement? What is the number one requirement for you to carry a child for a man? What does he have to do for you? That's the answer.
I have my child at a young age, even though me and my son's father are married now. So that's why I'm like, this is a little tricky. Like, it's just everything situation is different. That's why I'm like, I get where Quest is coming from, but like I can't identify.
But do you believe if the requirement was marriage, that a lot of this shit wouldn't be going on?